Okay, hey everyone, this video is actually a question that was asked on Facebook from Damien T. He says, "Hi Paul, I love your shows. I have a question. Hope you can help me." Hey man, I can always help you if it's related to door-to-door sales. So I live in Ireland and I used to work door-to-door for a good few years in Poland. I was good at it. I became a manager. Then I had my own office, but was getting worse and worse, and I had to close my business. Then I moved to Ireland, and now since 8 years, I am working as a kitchen porter. Okay, so I want to first of all start off. I'm going to break this question down and answer it as we speak. Just so you know, that's very common in door-to-door sales from a lot of people. They actually start off with one thing, they do really well, and then they either overcomplicate it or they get burnt out, and you kind of feel like you're just going through the emotions over and over and over again, day after day after day. And that's where a lot of actual door-to-door salespeople either fall off the face of the earth and quit, or also they actually, their sales fall down and they don't tend to be producing as much. And in my masterd2d.com membership program, which by the way, thank you very much for joining, Damien. Module 1, like I pointed out to you on Facebook, is something very important that you need to understand, but more importantly, stick beside and behind. It's what all the wealthy people do in life, and it's setting up your goals and moving towards them, progressing towards them. And when you accomplish those goals and achieve them, you start putting money aside. So let's just say, for example, it's $5,000, your first goal. Well, with that $5,000 that you save up as you're doing door-to-door sales, okay, you actually don't have that in your account before you start door-to-door sales. And then once you start putting money aside and you start seeing, hey, wait a second, now I've saved $5,000 in my account, and that doesn't mean you go and touch it, spend it, invest it, whatever. You don't touch that. That is money to prove to yourself that what I'm doing actually works. So understand this. In the meantime, in the process, as you're doing this, you're making money. But more importantly, when you just get started off, okay, where you should have when you first started off and you started doing really well and making money, put money aside and cushion it for that rainy day that's about to come, that will come. You know, in my eyes, I know there's many rainy days still to come. Snowy days, if you could take a look in the background here in Canada. But, you know, they happen. So as you start progressing and you start putting money aside and cushioning it, you know, and you start to understand and see why door-to-door sales was actually something that was really good for you to start in the meantime. So you start doing that, you start progressing, you start making sales. But what people tend to do is complicate the sale. They start thinking that there's so many different things they need to know about door-to-door sales or how to increase their sales that they end up doing the opposite thing and getting frustrated and eventually falling off the face of the earth and quitting, only to find out later on that there really isn't a better opportunity out there and I should probably jump back in. So that's typical, that's common, not a big deal. It happened, we can fix it, we can correct it. That's the main thing I want to first of all point out here. Okay, so then you go, I hate that job, which obviously I don't blame you, you probably should, but it's money, right? So I hope you're actually saving money as you actually are moving and progressing along. So I thought to start to do door-to-door sales in Ireland again, but thinking how to start was something about, so I was thinking what to start. Sorry, the English is kind of broken, that's okay, but kind of sounds like I don't know how to spell. Sorry, how to read. Wow. Sorry, I've been up since the morning, trading stocks. It's been a long day today. Anyways, was thinking about alarms just like you. Then how to hire people, as I know most of them don't want to work based on commission. How about your team? I know they're working for you, but do they have to open their own alarm company? What about the insurances? Can you help me set up my own business here in Ireland? Okay, let me touch on these topics. Number 1, security. Love it. Stick behind it. Why? Because it's a product that I personally have, as you can kind of see in the background here. Whoa, look at that. I have it. I stick behind it. I arm my system every single day when I leave and my wife and kids are at home. They arm the system on stay. You know, a home security system is a product that I personally stick behind. Solar, that goes up on the roof. Love it personally. Pay for it cash. I have the money to do that. But if other people actually want to lease them, I still stick behind it. If you don't have the money to fork it out and actually do your research on seeing if solar can actually benefit you, solar is another product I stick behind. Pest control in areas, neighborhoods that are obviously filled with pests like scorpions, snakes, and a lot of you know I was from Arizona. I stick behind it. I purchased pest control. I had my own pest control at my house. not monitoring services, and I love that. I stick behind it. So go grab a product that you stick behind. Okay, alarms. If you truly believe in alarms, you know, a lot of people who start door-to-door sales of alarms go, oh, but you could just take that off the wall, and I don't believe in that. I don't think all these different types of things. Okay, I'm not here to sell you in on an alarm system or even on alarm sales. If you don't stick behind it, and you personally in your mind don't believe that that product right there in the back of my wall over there is actually something that can benefit you, then guess what? Don't sell it, okay? So for you were thinking of doing alarms, ask yourself first of all why, okay? And the reason I want you to ask you this is because, you know, you fell off the first time. Are you going to fall off the second time? If you stick behind the product and you actually build a company, let's just say your own door-to-door company selling home security systems, you need to understand that it's not going to, your success is not going to come overnight. But over a period of time, it will come. You know, if you work at it really, really hard and you do the right things and stay on top of your finances, and there's a bunch of stuff that you need to do. But you work at it one day at a time. Now, as for the commission part, the mass majority, you're right. They do not want 100% commission. Why is that? Why are we at a point in our lives, if you take a look around in our economy, that almost everybody's freaking lazy? I'll tell you, a lot of people watching this video are lazy. You know, you may hate me for it, but it's the truth. You know, I've knocked on millions of doors over and over again. I am a type of person who, if you give me X amount of commissions per sale, and it makes sense in my mind, I got to go and find as many sales as I possibly can. Do you have that mentality? Because if you do, 100% commission is going to be great. So, number one, yes, I only hired 100% commission. I never put anybody on salary. Was it harder for me to find people? Yeah. But was it easier for me to find the people that were going to stick? Well, depends what you call stick. For me, it's being profitable. A salesperson that is profitable. Okay? Other people say, oh, I can hire somebody on hourly so that they stick more. What's a stick to you? To me, a stick is a person who mass produces accounts, who brings in clean accounts. Well, I'll tell you, if you can find people on hourly that are going to bring in a lot of accounts because they just absolutely love door-to-door sales, well, go ahead and pass them my way at my email address. You're not going to find that, okay? More than likely not going to. But if you find that person and you stick behind 100% what you're selling, your product, your company, and you say, this is how we do it, this is the pay scale, and the more you actually sell, the more you get paid perhaps, so you give them that that motivation to go out there and really close 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 sales in a week, like I did, and a lot of other people doing door-to-door sales do. Stick and focus on that, okay? It's going to be a challenge. You're not going to find them easily. But when you do, one person sticks at a time. You grow one person at a time. And the best part is when you find that one person who actually sticks in with the job and actually does better and better and better, he refers other people, and other people look at him, his friends and family, and go, wow, that person's making so much money doing door-to-door sales. I can do that. But why is it that people who come in normally from, let's just say a friend, actually do better than somebody off of an ad just regularly? It's because that, oh, it actually works. I trust somebody at that company. Okay? So understand that. Know that. So yes, 100% commission. That's all I would say. I would never say hire hourly. I don't believe in it. Do not do it. Even setting up leads, no. You got to put the time and efforts into finding those closers, finding those bad aces. Okay? Do it. So one more thing here in Ireland. As of opening up a company in Ireland, sorry, I do not know advice on any of that stuff. You know, I did in the USA, I did in Canada. I can tell you a little bit about that. Check with an attorney or whatever it is you need out there. I'm sorry, I can't give you advice on that. One more thing, in Ireland, it's raining very often. What do you do with your team on rainy days? Oh, it's snowing back here. You know, and we currently have people who are knocking on doors in the snow. I did it. I did it in minus 50 degrees with wind chills. I did it in the rain in Colorado. So why? Well, number one, if you have your sales reps and your people on a pay scale where the more sales they get in an estimated period of time, let's just say it's 6 months, okay? You have 6 months to sell as many accounts as you can. The more accounts you sell within those 6 months, the more you get paid per. You think those rainy days are going to be more likely guys who are going to want to go out? Not everybody, but there will be. I was one of those guys who actually, for a couple days, when it was extremely pouring rain in Colorado, said, you know what, I'm just going to go and eat right now. And I would, but I would also, hey, the rain didn't stop. I would go back out there and, hey, with an umbrella, do you mind if I just quickly step in and show you my product and or service? So, if you're just paying your sales reps up front all the amount of money, more than likely they're not going to knock on those rainy days. I highly recommend any salesperson, including myself, get yourself on that pay scale where the more you knock, the more you're going to close, because that's what's going to push you. Ultimately, it's all about drive and pushing yourself to take yourself to that next level. Hey, Damien, thank you so much for writing me that question on these questions on Facebook. I know you guys, there's a lot of questions that you guys are messaging me. I can't always make videos for them, but I promise you I will be getting more interactive with you guys here in the upcoming year. We're gearing up for a lot of fun stuff. Hey, if you need a job and you're looking for one doing door-to-door sales, reach out to me. I know a lot of people in the business. I'm also recruiting for people who I know in the markets where we are at right now. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.